We're already chatting because we're talking about the big holiday getaway. Almost all schools finishing today.
Yeah.
We need some top tips, though, because it's going to be the busiest day getting away. I thought some of these toys actually are quite good for you, to keep you occupied in between bulletins. The Etch-a-Sketch certainly will work. We have with us Simon Caulder, travel editor of The Independent. Good morning. And travel blogger Karen Edwards. Good morning to you. So very kindly, because lots of people will be getting rather stressed, I think, because it's going to be busy on the roads, isn't it? Busy on the airports. There's lots of summer holidays, school holidays are coming to an end. So you've brought in some top tips for us. Let's go for it, shall we?
Well, OK, just to say it is going to be the busiest day ever for outbound travellers at Gatwick. As you were reporting in the news, it was a tricky issue overnight, emergency landing of British Airways plane. That's already causing problems, I'm afraid. You had EasyJet flights to from Corfu diverted to Luton. From Paphos, they ended up in Birmingham. As a result of that, cancellations already this morning, a couple on EasyJet and one on British Airways. So, and of course, Ryanair's on strike, which means about 26 flights cancelled to and from Dublin. But if your flight is going, and the chances are it will be, you just need to be prepared.
Well, I was going to say, Karen, in a way that sort of highlights the thing, which is if you're travelling with children and supposing you have a problem at an airport, you know, you need to be a little bit prepared.
Yes, absolutely. And I think for me, the key is bringing entertainment for the children and also like snacks and things, nice dry ones, small little nibbles so that they can just, I guess if they're chewing, they're quiet, as my friend says often. And the other thing is just like appropriate names, keep them quiet bags. They are full of different, should we say, like unique interactive things rather than the tablets. So we have like 3D jigsaws and no mess painting with a water brush.
We should explain the pictures you're seeing here. This is you on your extensive travels with your very young children. How old are they now?
Quinn is 1 and Esme is nearly 4.
OK, because it very much depends. The age of the children very much depends, isn't it, how you might entertain them. Yes. Some people might say, with the advent of technology now, all you need is an iPad or a device of some kind.
Yes, I agree. We do.
Well, I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying that some people might say that's all you need. Then they'll be occupied.
Yes, I do agree with that to a certain extent. We do have a tablet, but it is a last resort for us because we feel we can kind of entertain them in other ways, and that's when we just are at our last straw. When we're travelling and things have gone a bit bad, then we take the tablet out and have sort of things that have been pre-downloaded and saved to the tablet.
The worry is, isn't it? I mean, the convenience of tablets is that it's one solid thing and you can swipe on it and it doesn't really cause much mess. Whereas I remember when I was travelling, I'd do jigsaws in the back, or colouring in or painting and things. I've seen these things now, but they're messy. They can be messy and things can go flying everywhere. And especially if you're on a plane, you don't want to worry about bothering the person next to you.
So I have a tip in terms of things like folding around. We have a cushion that fills the leg space so that the kids can elevate their legs, and then that kind of stops things from dropping down the sides, and they can just play with things nicely and they don't get lost.
You want one, Simon?
I certainly do. It sounds exactly what I need. And of course, all this stuff has to go through security if you're going through an airport. And I know something of which I speak because I used to frisk people at Gatwick Airport. It was a job.
I'm assuming you were paid to do this.
I certainly was.
Okay.
And it's so important to remember that the transport infrastructure is going to be bursting at the seams this weekend. It's a gigantic production line and you have to play your part. So don't arrive too early. OK, everybody's thinking, oh, better get there 3, 4, 5 hours early. Don't. 2 hours is quite sufficient, and there's huge problems caused by people turning up too early and just adding to the congestion. Going through security, of course, you've got your liquids bag, nothing over 100 millilitres, and if you're taking a device, an e-reader, a tablet, or indeed a laptop computer, that should be at the top of your bag too. An empty water bottle, because save the planet, save yourself £1, just take it through, ask at any of the cafes or bars, they will refill it for you for nothing.
So you can actually take the empty water bottle, you don't, it's only because it's filled.
Yes.
It sounds so simple, but it's an automatic thing to just throw the whole thing away as you get to the gates, especially in this weather, you're always carrying water.
Pour it away, take it through, fill it up.
Regular supply of food and drink of the right kind is really important as well with youngsters.
Absolutely.
And adults.
And adults too, yeah.
Bananas are the staple.
Bananas.
They go far. On our trip over the last year, we must have eaten at least 1,000 bananas between our family.
Yeah, but they get squashed, don't they?
They do, but you have those little cases
Tricky to
now.
pack.
Yes, I wouldn't put them in your hand luggage personally, but there we are.
The little hard cases.
And one
See,
final
that's all
tip.
just extra stuff.
Don't even think about changing money at the airport. At the UK airports, you're just going to be... You might as well hand over your wallet and say, help yourself.
Unless you order in advance.
Order
online.
in advance online, pick it up at the airport, that's great. Or shop around on your high street, see what the best deals are. But the worst thing you possibly do, you probably change £100, you get less than €100 at some airports.
Do you know, I know it wasn't the point of this chat. I actually feel a bit more stressed about travelling now than I did before.
Just take a puzzle or one of those things.
I am. I've seen the Etch-a-Sketch, that's what I want.
Thank you both very much. We're going to head over to London Wetland Centre.